Hey YouTube, I am Fasha. Welcome to HO Scale Model Railroader. On today's episode, we're going to take a look at a little GP38 Atlas Master Series done in Norfolk Southern. The locomotive came to me and when I got it from the client, he says it's not running right. It's making a noise. And I said, okay, well, that description is sort of like when you get pulled over by a cop and he asks you how many beers you've had to drink and you say a few. What's a few? What's not running right? The number one thing that I do when I get a locomotive and I get this type of description is I ask the client, first off, was it smoking? Because if it was smoking, I don't want to put it on the power track. I want to go inside it first and start diagnosing it from there. In this situation, it wasn't smoking. He just said it wasn't running right. It was making a noise. I said, okay. So we went ahead and unboxed it, and we got it on the test track, so we're going to see what it'll do. Alright, so we got it on the test track, and we're going to run her back. Sounds pretty quiet. Doesn't sound like anything's going on. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Yeah. Well, it seems to do okay in reverse. Forward on that truck seems to be where the problem is. Alright, well, let's go ahead and jump into it and see what we can find out. Okay, so we got it on our little workbench here, and looking at it here, we can see that this truck is extremely loose. It's kind of funny because, and let me zoom in here for you a little bit and make a camera adjustment. You can really see here that this thing has a lot of play in it side to side and forward to back, as opposed to the other one, the rear truck. It's in there pretty good, just enough little play to get it through some radius. So, alright, so it seems like our problem's right inside here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump inside it and see what we can find out. Alright, first and foremost, we're just going to go ahead and jump in here and take the screws out. On this particular model, you have to remove the couplers in order to get the frame out of the shell. I like to use a set of bent nose tweezers, sort of come in at an angle, get the screw, raise up on it, bring it out and lay it down. Now we'll just take those same tweezers, slide the couplers out, lay them over here on the ends that they go to. Basically just going to bring her up now and try to get her to ease out of the shell here. Fuel tank's wanting to come off. I don't want to pull on that end of that truck because we already know it's loose. So we'll just give it a little shake and let the clips come loose. Bring this thing out of here. Set it over here to the side. And ooh, there we go. Now we see what was making the noise. Let me see if I can turn this up here now. I'm looking upside down. Maybe you can see if I hold it at the right angle. Right there, you see that? Right here on the back of the flywheel. If you look on the front of the locomotive, right here where the drive shaft comes in from the front truck, you can see the drive shaft right there. Well, what do they call it? Gosh knows, everybody calls things. I don't want to waste too much time. I call it a drive shaft because that's what it is on the car. But if you look right here, you don't see that one sticking in there. And here's why. It's loose. I think I flopped it back down there where you can see it now, but you see how it's moving with the truck? So for whatever reason, this truck is loose from the frame. So let's go ahead and get into it and see what we can find out. So we have one screw right here in the nose of the locomotive which holds the weight in. And let's go ahead and take that out now. And we're going to put our screw right there. So now, let's bring this thing up here where you can see it. Alright, one other little thing here. We're going to use our regular tweezers and lightly pull this light out of its housing. It's not a major thing here to do. You just slide up on it, pull it back out of the way, and what we're going to have to do is take the wires, push them over to the side. These are your leads from the pickups on the truck, and then we're going to set this weight out. Aha! Now you can really see what I was talking about. Can you see that right there? Here is your shaft, and it connects to the gear here on the top of your truck, and it is supposed to go into the housing there by the flywheel. If you look real carefully, you can see little notches. Right there's one of them inside the flywheel, and on the shaft here it goes in there. Now watch what happens when I line it up. See how it just fell in there? That's what makes it turn. I imagine that because this truck was loose, it was sitting up here and just turning enough. Maybe you see it won't even turn right there. It was just in there enough to where it was catching on every other turn. Alright, so now we know what we got to do. We need to find out what's going on and why that's not doing what it's supposed to. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take this worm gear cover off here. The right light on it. There's a couple little clips on that side, a couple little clips on that side, and what we basically want to do is to come in here, work our way in around that worm clip, that worm gear cover, and just play with it till we get it off. Now we got that off. Come over here. These are your power pickups. These two black wires, they go to each side of the decoder. So what we'll do here, and let's just try a flat blade screwdriver. And we're just going to simply easily push these off. And all these do is they lay on here and they make a non-soldered connection. So now, see how the wire came out of that? And this one here comes out of that. So now, I would imagine, if we come in here with our tweezers, let me center this for you a little bit, and we pull up on this worm gear, shouldn't be anything in here too bad to fly around, no springs, but you know, keep your finger on it anyway. The one thing that I will tell you, just in case it happens, is this piece here rides in the worm gear saddle there, and there's a little bitty washer right there, most like a bushing. See how it'll move off that? So what you want to do is, if this thing comes apart, you want to make sure that you have that little bushing on there. So we're going to lay that over there, and we're going to zoom back out a little bit here now, and I'm pretty sure that if we do, okay, look at there, I just saw something. Let me zoom in on this. I think moving the locomotive, I saw what the problem was. If you look right here, if you look right there, there's on top of the I guess you would call it the gear case, or on top of the frame mount there. This is the metal, this is metal, this is your truck. See this little piece right here? Look how it goes up and down. You see how it's moving left and right? I'll about bet you that that connects to the truck housing and keeps it centered right there. Alright, so what we're basically going to do is we're going to try to pick this old boy up. Yeah, look at that. That piece came right with it. That shouldn't, and there's why. Can you see it? Let me zoom in just a little bit more for you. It's wanting to get kind of hinky, that zoomed in. But right here, if you'll notice, see that? If I can keep this from falling back in there. Look at this part of the truck right here. See that? That groove right there, I bet you, what I'm going to do is, let me zoom back out here. I'm going to take and pop out that little piece. I got it in my finger. Yep, there it is. That little piece there, get it in my tweezers here where I won't lose it, looks like Yeah, looky there. It's still got the bottom piece on it. Can you see that? That little piece right there, that little dimple and that little tab set right in there. And that little piece went right through that hole right there to keep that truck where it's supposed to be. You're going to see the two sides of the inside of the truck. There's your sidewalls, your power pickups, your screws holding everything together. But if you'll look at this one right here, this is the gear case right. This is the gear case left. But if you'll notice, this little piece here and that little spot right there, I bet you when they go together, and that tit sets on this top one right here. So let's go ahead and pull the truck up here and take that little dimple off of it and see if we can line this thing up with the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so if we do it like this, yep, you can see that those pieces line up perfectly. And right here's that little cross member. See it right there? Let me get a little closer for you. Can you see it? That little cross member right there is that little cross member right there. And there's that little tab that we need. I'll bring this in kind of close and see if it focuses in. Can you see it? If not, I'll pull a still out of this and put a mark on it. But that's where it goes, right there on this guy. Okay, well, now you've looked at it, now let me look at it. Alright, well, this thing says that this is the gear case left, part number 866307. So let's go to the computer. Okay, we're on the laptop. We're at shopatlas.com, and what we're going to do is go to the search bar here, and we're going to type in 9866307, 47, hit enter, and throw some more coal on the little engine inside my laptop, and here we go. Alright, so HOFB2/Bloomberg gear case cover. That's it right there. You can see the number. That's the same number we got, so we're going to click this link, and if the link will work, and put some more coal on the laptop engine, and come on, little laptop that could. Okay, there we go. Well, there's no image of it, but it's a whole $1.15. It shows in stock, and it says it's the Bloomberg gear case cover left, and that's what we were looking for. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and order this, and no, you cannot watch me order because I like my stuff private. You don't need my credit card. You have your own, and we'll get it ordered, and we'll get back to the video here in about a week to 10 days. Hey YouTube, welcome back. It's been about 6-7 days, and we've got our part from Atlas. Came in, itty bitty little part in a big old box, but that's okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the camera down to the bench and open this thing up, take a look at the truck, and see if we can't get this thing fixed. I'm trying to hold these things in a way that you can see them. So there you go. You see our little tit right there, and how it's missing on the other one. So this is the way she's going to go. So let's get into this. Alright, I think if I keep my hands right here all the time, you'll be able to see. Now, again, a word of caution. Atlas is infamous, if you might say, for the way they put their trucks together. If you just try to take these side frames off, you're going to break something. So the first thing that you want to do is come in here and take the axle retainer off the bottom. And the way that you do that, let me bring this up here kind of close. I'm going to put this white piece of paper under here again, so hopefully you can see. I think I've got the right angle. There are 2 little clips on each side of the truck. You really can't, you can barely see it right under that, and just barely right there, and they're on both sides, and they keep the axle case cover clamped on to the main part of the truck here. And I'm going to try to put some more light over here. Maybe it'll help everything see a little bit better. Does that help a little bit? Yeah, it helps a little bit. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take a blade screwdriver, and we're going to go down in here like so, and what we're going to do is we're just going to lightly pull those away from the did you see how it opened up right there? See how it's a little wider on that side than it is on this side? And all we're going to do is turn those, and we're going to turn them out and push down a little bit to pull them off the two little pieces they line on. If you look right here, you'll see how that area is real open, but if you look right here between my thumbs, you'll see how those little tits have been pushed off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come to the back, get this little piece to separate. See how it's starting to separate right there? Okay, so the project got ahead of me. Alright, so with that said, that just was a demonstration there of what happens. Let me put it back so you can see how it goes. These pieces ride on your axles, and this is how you pick up power from the track. Oh, get back in there. Those lay there. The side frame, if you can see it, there's see those little grooves right here? Let me lay this down. These little grooves right here that my pick is laying in. Alright. Those little grooves right there, see how it won't slide off, but there's no grooves on the bottom, and that allows the pick to move easily. Maybe I can do it down here and get a better focus. Those little clips actually slide through the truck here and are held in place by these 4 clips right here. Let me see if I can. So if this thing was the way it should be, those little clips would hook on the inside of those frames just like that. Okay, so we got those off. That's your power pickup. Picks up power from the axles. So on this side, your side truck comes off, your power pickup comes off, and so does your wires. And so now what we got here, we're going to lay these things over on their respective sides. So what you have here is you have your axles ready to come out. So we're basically just going to lift those out and lay them down. And now with that off and our new piece, you can see how our new piece is going to work together there to do what we need it to do. So, but before we can do that, and again we're going to consult our instructions. If you'll notice right here, there's 4 gears in there, and there's 2 screws that we have to take out that's going to allow the left and right gearbox side to come apart and those gears come out. Is we're going to take out the screw here under my thumbs, my other thumb, and we're going to get this bad boy apart here. And let's see, let's go over here and get a Phillips screwdriver, and we're going to hold this here, but we're going to lay this over here, and we're going to look at which way this thing comes apart. Now it should, and it seems like it's going to, just slide apart a little bit. You might have to go in there with your flat blade screwdriver and just give it a little nudge, but don't force it, okay? This is a quarter grunt move here. And we're going to slide that right out. There's our gears. Here's our new box that we're going to put in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some room. And I'm going to, let's see, let's try these tweezers. Let's see if we can get under here. We're going to take this one out, if we can get under it. And it just slides off. Now that we got that one apart, and we got our new one, you can see the difference in them there with the tit on it. Not the tit, but the tab. So what we're going to do is we're just going to simply lay the old one right here. We're going to put this one right here. And we're going to visually inspect these things to make sure that they got enough grease on them. And they do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to reverse the process. We're going to put this one in here. You know what? There's a little bit of something on that one. Ugh. Don't know what this thing's been run through. So what we're going to do I'm gonna put that in there. You know what? Hold on a minute. Oh, I hate doing this. I hate walking away from you, YouTube. But I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to put a little bit of premium oil on this. And before you ask what I put on it, this is what I use. And the old adage is true: a little dab will do you. So tell you what I'm going to do. Since those things there actually open up there, I'm going to take and turn this guy over and put just a drop on him, and then I'm going to line him up. I'm going to set him back in there, and I'm going to do that for each one of them. I know this lubricating oil is good, and I just don't want it to get in there and not have some type of lubrication. You know, these locomotives are designed to be run for hours at a time, and we don't want any heat from friction getting in there and messing this thing up. So we got just a drop on that, and we're going to put that one in since we already got in our tweezers. Now the next thing we're going to do, we'll clean off the nose and put the cap back on, and that keeps our content pure. Alright, so we're going to take this piece, we're going to line it up right here, we're going to line our gears back up, play with them a minute, go in from the top side here, move it around a little bit. Remember, you don't want to force these things. Okay, so we're back together. We got a nice fit. If we turn one on the bottom, they're turning down there, and as you can see, that one's turning in there. Good sign. So now we're going to lay this back down. We're going to grab our screws and our bent nose tweezers, and we're going to set our screws back in here. Now, here's Fasha's tip of the day. Alright, you ready? I'll see if I can put some big fancy letters on the screen here. Fasha's tip of the day. Okay, tip of the day. When you put your screws, back into plastic, I mean, do it for metal too, but especially plastic. Don't follow the tendency to go in there and immediately start tightening them. Reverse them a couple. I don't know if you saw that or not, but if you reverse it just right, it'll line up in the threads, and then tighten it. Okay, everybody's in nice and flush. Gears are nice and smooth and turning. Oh, I'm sorry, I was off camera there for a minute. Everybody's turning like they're supposed to. Everybody's good and loop. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to reverse what we did a while ago. So we're going to pick our axles back up. We're going to put them back in here. We're very carefully going to bring this up. Now it's important that with your pickups you line up your axles, line up everything, let it slide in like it should. Get one side in. Alright, we got one side in. Now remember, you're working with plastic, so don't go at this like you're going to try to kill it. Okay? Let's check everything. Yeah, everything's good over here. Something don't feel right. Okay, there we go. There's just the way I was looking at it. So now we're going to line back up. We're going to make sure our axles are where they're supposed to be. Then we're going to hold it together. We're going to flip it over. Okay, we got our wires coming out the top. Everything's fit as it should be. Now, as I said before, these four pieces right here, these two on this side and the other side, just come right in here. They line up. Don't force them. And then if it goes like it's supposed to, oh, it didn't go like it's supposed to. This right here comes in here, hold in on the side, hold them in, snap them in. Okay, we got good flush there, we got good flush there. And if we roll the wheels, can you see the gear turning in there? We roll the wheels, everything's working. Alright, so we're going to get our wires coming through here. So we got this here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our worm gear housing in, and we're going to put it first into the end of the flywheel, and then we're going to stretch it out where it needs to be at. I'm going to get any lint or dirt off of it. Then we're going to slide it in, and we're going to turn our flywheel and see that that turns nice and clear and it's in there good and tight. So now, you know, it might be a good time to go ahead and put just a drop of oil on that thing. What did I do with my oil? Put just a little bit right here, a little bit right there. Alright, and put that back over here out of the way. So now we're going to pick everything up. We got everything lined up. We're going to take our worm gear cover and we're just going to put it right here. Got it lined up nice and flush where it's supposed to be. Next step up, let's put the weight on. Well, yeah, well, hold on. Probably easier to take this thing now and put in our little clips for our wire, and it's going to pop out of there until I do it, but I do want to show you this. Excuse me. You got two different sides to this thing. You got that side and you got an open slot on that side. Can you see it? That slot needs to go down, or sorry, it needs to go up because your wire's coming in. So what we're going to do is put this in here, feed it in there, and then we're going to take that and we're going to put it on and slide it in, and there she goes. Now notice that this pickup on this side is going to this side of the decoder, and this one on this side is going to that side. I'm going to slide it up on there. Alright, so for all intents and purposes everything should be working right now, but before we put the shell on it, we're going to go ahead and tighten the weight down, and we're going to put it on the test track. And because I can tell you, sometimes these shells can be rather aggravating to get back on. So we got that in. Alright, so she's back in. As you can see, I'm going to put the white piece of paper back under here again. We can see the drive shaft on that end, and we can see the drive shaft on that end. There you go. Looks good. We don't have the truck moving side to side like we did before. We got this here. Now for the benefit of doing this rather quick like, I'm going to set up my jack stands, my Bachmann Easy Rollers, and let you hear it at high speeds, and I'll test it at high speeds to see how she rates. So we'll get these lined up, setting them up beside the axles, bring them up, set them down, make sure everything is as it should be, sitting where it's supposed to be at. So there you go. There's reverse, forward. Looks good. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and stick the shell on it and give it its shakedown run, and then we'll be done. Alright, we got the shell on. I was just going to go ahead and skip you to the end, but I wanted to show you something funny about these guys here. These Atlas coupler boxes come with these stinking Atlas couplers, and they're a two-piece coupler. They're real hateful. But we're going to go ahead and put them back in for the purposes of the video. And what you want to really do is you want to take your big coupler box, and remember you're putting this thing together upside down, and you want to take the one without the air hose on it first, lay it in, and then you want to lay the one with the air hose on top of it in the right direction. And what they will do is, if you get them in there the right way, you're going to have one whisker on the left and you're going to have a whisker on the right. And when you get them matched up perfectly, they look like that. They look like they're supposed to. Then what I do is I take the other coupler box, the bottom, put it on here in the right direction, forming the coupler box correctly. Let me turn it upside down so you can see it the right way. And then what I will do is I'll take my my angle nose, my bent nose tweezers, slide this over here so you can see a little bit. And I will take those, getting the tweezers at the right angle, to hold everything together while I slide it into the coupler box. And then once I have it in there in the proper way, without anything, without anything being in the way, once I get it lined up and I can see the hole down through here, I'll take the bent noses again and my Phillips screwdriver. I'll set them in there. And remember what I said before, give it a reverse turn first, and that'll help it line up in its spot. Yep, see there? And then she goes in. Give it a little twitch, and then start it in. Give it a little swish, and she's good to go. Alright, let's put her on the test track for the final run. Alright. Looks like she's doing good. So there you go. Well, another successful repair. Thanks for watching HO Scale Model Railroader. I hope that this will help you maybe fix one of your own repair jobs without having to send it off to somebody and be without your locomotive for a week, 2 weeks, what have you. You know, as always, my job here, I like to think, is to show you how to do stuff with inexpensive tools or tools that you might have around your home. As you saw today, we had a locomotive hit the bench. It had a problem. We used the paperwork that come with the locomotive to find the proper piece. We ordered it, $1.13. I think I paid $3 and something in shipping. I think the total bill was just over $4 and some change. So for $4 and some change and a small fee for doing it, a guy's got his locomotive back. So, you know, don't be afraid to try some of these things yourself. It's real easy to do. You don't have to be smart to do it. Look at me. And you learn something along the way. So as always, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, share. Y'all take care. See ya. Bye.